North Carolina Attorney General Jeff Jackson is joining colleagues across the country in a lawsuit to stop President Trump's executive order on mail-in ballots. Dina Harley is live in Raleigh tonight, and Dina, Attorney General Jackson says he's particularly concerned about military voters.
Yeah, the Attorney General says he is especially concerned with North Carolina troops deploying to the Middle East as the conflict with Iran continues, that if we do see stricter guidelines on mail-in voting, that those military men and women could have a harder time having their voices heard.
President Donald Trump cracking down on mail-in ballots, signing an executive order to enforce stricter guidelines for the voting process. One of the main facets of the order is a requirement for states to make lists of approved mail-in voters.
This executive order says that within 60 days before the election, as of 60 days before the election, states would have to give to the Postal Service all of the people who are allowed and will be receiving mail ballots.
But in practice, that could have major challenges.
Hurricane Helene hit 39 days before the election. Of course, that changed a lot of people's voting patterns overnight and quickly. That would not have been possible if this executive order were law at that point.
Attorney General Jeff Jackson is also concerned about how that provision could affect military voters. He signed on to this lawsuit trying to stop the executive order from being enforced. In a statement about the lawsuit, Attorney General Jackson said in part, quote, "Whoever wrote this executive order must not understand military voting," end quote. While military voters do have some protections,
military folks are under a little bit of a different rule. So they're under something called UACAVA, which is a federal law, actually. And so it's unclear, at least to me, exactly how this executive order would apply to UACAVA voters as opposed to other mail-in voters in the state.
Political experts say the president may not have the authority for this executive order at all.
It's unclear how that's going to work here because the United States Postal Service does not actually have any ability to oversee elections currently. Obviously, they help administer the mail ballot, but it's very unclear whether he has this power. And I think most fair reads of the Constitution would say that he does not have that power.
Chris Cooper with Western Carolina University is also concerned about how this will affect voter trust in elections or potentially even voter turnout.
It is incredibly confusing exactly what this would mean. And I think for your average voter, the response is not going to be to delve through all dozen or so pages of this executive order. The response is going to be to almost tune out.
And that lawsuit is essentially asking the court system to void that executive order and let mail-in voting continue as is. Live in Raleigh, Dina Harley, Queen City News.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.